Samir Bannout is in fact the 1983 Mr. Olympia champion. He took the title that year without much controversy, so not too many people complained when he took home the Sandow. After all, the package that he brought was just incredible. The proportions, symmetry, and of course that just remarkable conditioning. For some reason, the very next year, in 1984, he dropped the ball. He looked like he was about 30 pounds heavier, probably with 12% body fat, for goodness sakes, as opposed to 1% the year before. I'm exaggerating, of course, in both cases. Anyway, Lee Haney capitalized on this terrible version of Samir Bannout and took the title, defeated Samir with ease. Samir didn't even place second. Anyway, get on with the story. Samir Bannout, if he was able to reduplicate that conditioning that he brought in 1983, if he had brought that up to 1984, would he have hang on to that title? Would he have defeated Lee Haney? Would the Haney dynasty never even have begun? Let's do a comparison, guys. Of course, 1983, Samir Bannout. 1984, Lee Haney. It appears from the front double bicep pose. Haney is just way bigger. He's just too much, structurally speaking, for Samir Bannout. Samir has the nice waistline, the abs, but that vacuum of Lee Haney is a good answer to that. And like I said, the clavicle of Lee Haney is just too much in combination with that little tiny waist. So I would wager to say Lee would have got the front double bicep pose. Whether it was 83 or 84, I think Lee would have got this one. And that remark also resembles this pose here. Actually, I'm surprised. Samir looks decent. It's definitely comparable. But in no way, shape, or form is he beating Lee Haney in this pose. Once again, that clavicle width and that tiny waistline of Haney makes this shot pretty hard to defeat. This is a photo shoot, I know, but it is from the 1984 Olympia event. So it doesn't really matter. There's no controversy. Lee Haney would beat Samir Bannout in the front lat spread. But from the side, and this is actually a 1984 Samir Bannout, and he was not in the best condition. But you can see from the side he's just a lot thicker than Lee Haney. The Lee Haney of 84, that is. Lee did get a lot bigger, I am sure. But anyway, at this time, we'll prop up the 1983 Samir Bannout, and you can see the conditioning is just head and shoulders. He's not as big, but like Samir himself said, you don't need a great big giant mansion. You could build a house with half the square footage and just be blown away by that, and it seems to be that case, at least here in the side chest shot. Now, the side tricep, there will be a little bit of controversy in this, I guess, to say the least. This is a 1984, or 83 rather, Lee Haney instead of the 84, as you can see from the background. It is from the same event. And Samir Bannout handles Lee Haney in this shot easily. Couldn't find one from 84, couldn't even find one from 85. It wasn't until, I believe, 86 or even 87 that Lee Haney really perfected this shot. Then he may have beat Samir. But 83, 84, even in 85, I don't think Lee Haney would have beat Samir in the side tricep. Just outstanding. The lines of Samir's tricep, this is just outstanding. So, what a battle. 2 front shots go to Lee, 2 side to Samir. Boxing match, guys. One guy hits one guy, the other guy smashes him right back. And speaking of back, this is a make or break situation for both men. It's not an exact angle of both of these shots, so you can't get the sizes correctly. But besides that, Samir, the detail in his back, it's much greater than Lee Haney's. And I know Lee is known for his back, but so is Samir Bannout. I mean, come on. Wow, the conditioning of the Christmas tree, I wager to say, guys, that Lee Haney may have been in trouble if Samir brought this package the very next year, because I'm going to give him the point in the rear lat spread. And as we know, the rear double by is an even more deadly shot for Samir Bannout. Look at the lower back, guys. This is really a no contest. And when you think about how good Lee Haney's back is, that is outrageous. I'm here to tell you, Samir Bannout, no wonder he was giving Dorian Yates of 93 a good run for his money. I mean, he's beating Lee Haney. Lee Haney has inches of thickness in that lower lat insertions, but Samir's is just drawn perfectly, coupled with the Christmas trees, baby please, and the advantage in the traps, not to mention the rock hard hamstrings and calves. It's a knockout shot. I wager to say, guys, Samir, if he duplicated this, he would be a two-time Mr. Olympia champion. Ab and thigh, I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. The conditioning looks better of Samir. Of course, again, it is hard to get the sizes correctly, and I need to mention that in case I get criticized the way I did size them. But sometimes the upper body is going to look larger than the lower body depending on the angle of the camera. Lee's legs do look a lot bigger, but they're no more striated than Samir's. And furthermore, the waistline, much more aesthetic. Never like that big split in Lee Haney's abs. That's a genetic thing. That's not from HGH, guys. Anyway, the most muscular, they didn't use that as a judging tool back then. But, guys, Lee Haney's losing this one. I can't believe that. Samir, I might even give him this most muscular shot, even though Lee is a lot bigger. But the sizes could be playing tricks on us the way I sized them up. But the conditioning of Samir, much better. The overall lines, though, of those delts of Lee Haney, he might be getting this. But like I said, they didn't use the most muscular as a judging tool. So, here's your winner of this little matchup, guys. This could create some controversy. But don't just complain that I judged it wrong. Look through every pose, take everything into consideration. Samir Bannout of 1983 would have defeated the 1984 Olympia champion Lee Haney, if you ask me. Hope you enjoyed this little comparison, guys. Hit a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you have not already. Have a good one.